Yes, students. Today we will continue our topic, which is transportation in plant, with the help of PPT. If you arise any problem which is sound related and then screen share, you can send me message in chat box. Yes. In last class we discussed about the type of transportation system in angiosperm plant. So two transportation system present in angiosperm plant, which is generally
कौन से नौजन है?
one is a xylem and second is a phloem. The two type of transportation system is present in a flowering plant. Number one is a xylem, which is responsible for transportation of water and minerals. And then second transportation system, which is consist by the phloem. Two type of transportation system.
Oh shit.
Now, first transportation system. Number one, the xylem. We discuss the different part of xylem, which is xylem parenchyma, and then xylem trachid cells, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. These are the four important parts which related to the xylem and also responsible for transportation of water and then mineral from roots. So in this structure, we clearly see the structure which is called pit, other is called vessel elements, third structure which is called trachid, number four structure is called xylem parenchyma. So all are the components which related to the transportation. Next is the movement of mineral to the root. Three mechanisms responsible for transportation of mineral water from root to the different parts of plant. Number one, diffusion. Second is mutualism, and third is the mass flow of the soil and water. First mechanism, which is diffusion, the process by which movement of substances from higher concentration region to lower concentration region is called diffusion. So first mechanism also responsible for transportation of mineral from root to the different parts of plant. Second mechanism, which is along with the fungal hyphae or mutualism, is symbiotic association. This symbiotic association provides the soil and then mineral from the soil to the plant part. So in mutualism, these fungal structure obtain the food from the plant part and then receive the nutrition or the soil from these fungal hyphae. Third is the mass flow hypothesis of soil and soil water. Now these mass flow hypotheses explain the transportation of water and other content from the root to the plant part. So three mechanisms is responsible for movement of water and minerals from the root to the plant. Other mechanism also related to this, which is osmosis. Osmosis means the movement of water molecule from higher concentration region to the low concentration region through the semi-permeable plasma membrane. Osmosis is also responsible for transportation of water and minerals. Now, in osmosis, the first condition is that the high concentration region of water molecule. Clear? And second is the semi-permeable plasma membrane. So when one cell receives the water, it transfers into the second cell through the plasma membrane, which is semi-permeable. The process is called osmosis. So water move from cell to cell, water move from root hair to the cell by the process of osmosis. Next mechanism, which is related to the transportation of water and mineral, is the root pressure. It is generally present in a short size of plant, means 1 or 2 feet size of the plant. Generally use the root pressure theory. These root pressure theory move the water from the root to the short size plant stem and branches. So these root pressure is also help in the transportation of water, especially in the pot. The small size pot generally transport the water from the root to the leaf and branches. Yes. Next is the root provides the large surface area for the absorption. So it is the first essentiality for transportation of water, that root provides the large surface area for absorption. So it is the complete surface area for the absorption. Second point, they are long, thin, and highly branched. Third, near the tip, it is a zone of root hair. At the tip region or the outer side of root, it is the primary root, and at the outer side, root contains a unicellular structure, which is called root hair. And these root hair is responsible for transportation of water. Next structure, the soil solution can penetrate into the root up to the endodermis via the free space called apoplasm. So endodermis is the cell which present in the root system. So it is a primary root, and these primary root contain the cell which is called endodermis. So all accepts is essential for receiving the water from the soil to the upper part of xylem, because xylem is generally present in the upper part of the root, not in the entire part of the root. So the remaining part use the transportation mechanism by the diffusion and then osmosis. Clear? So it is the process. Root system obtain the water and mineral from soil by the process of diffusion. So these diffusion processes very important to receive the water and then mineral. Okay. Next is root uptake mechanism. So it is a transverse section of root in which two structures clearly visualized. Number one, which is root hair, single cell structure, outer epidermis, inner endodermis, then xylem, pericycle, phloem, and then cortex. So in all structures, the important part is root hair and then epidermis and endodermis. First of all, the water molecule present at the surrounding of the root hair in the soil. Now these water molecules transfer into the root hair by the process of osmosis. And these osmosis process maintain their osmolality till the endodermis. So till the endodermis, they receive the water from root hair to endodermis. Now after the water transferred to the endodermis, this water is received by the xylem vessels and then xylem crescent cells. Now these xylem vessels and xylem crescent cells generally present in the upper side of root It is the upper side of root. So here they receive the water and mineral. Next is the diagram explains the structure of root here. So it is the seed germination process. In the seed germination process, the first structure, it is called radicle, and at the tip region of radicle, the structure is called root hair, and it is responsible for receiving the water molecule from soil. In next structure, we take the root uptake system. These root uptake system classified in two ways. Number one is the apoplast, and number two is the symplast. These root uptake system is generally the pathway of water and mineral from cell to cell, from root hair to endodermis, and then xylem vessel. So these root uptake system can be classified in two ways. First is the apoplast, and second is the symplast. In case of apoplast, the root transfer the water and minerals from the region of cell wall. From these regions, they transfer the water and the minerals. That time, the transportation system is called apoplast. That means wall-to-wall transportation of water and minerals is called apoplast. Second is symplast transportation. Now, symplast transportation, which is transportation of water and mineral from cell to cell by the junction, which is called cell junction, known as the plasmodesmata. So these plasmodesmata is responsible for transportation of water and mineral from cell to cell. Here again repeat the two type of root uptake system, two type of transportation system, two type of root uptake pathway. Number one is called apoplast, number two is called symplast. Apoplast means the transportation of water and mineral through the plasma membrane through the cell wall. So it is the PM or CM. That means PM means plasma membrane, and then CM is the cell wall, CW is the cell wall. So both system is responsible for transportation of water and mineral. That time they are called apoplast. So in case of epidermis, cortex, endodermis, and pericycle, all time they receive water from root hair to the cell wall region of epidermis. From cell wall region of epidermis, they travel to the cell wall region of cortex, from cortex to the endodermis, from endodermis to the pericycle. So these mechanism is called apoplast, system of transportation. And we can also say the pathway of water and mineral. Second is symplast. A symplast transportation is transportation through the cell to cell by the cell junction. The plasmodesmata is the cell junction in the plant cell, and desmosome generally present in animals. So this cell junction, which is called plasmodesmata, move from cell to cell, clear? From epidermis to cortex, cortex to endodermis, and then endodermis to pericycle. So this type of transportation system is called symplast. So symplast and apoplast is the pathway by which the water transfer from the root hair to the xylem vessel. So all system is in the root organ, and it is the upper region of root from where the water received by the xylem vessel. Now next, root uptake. Any point across the root mineral can uptake by the cell across a plasma membrane. This use the active transportation. In last point we discussed that the water transfer from cell to cell by the process of osmosis. And osmosis diffusion is the process of passive transportation. in which ATP is not required. That time of transportation is called passive transportation. So in case of passive transportation, they do not require ATP. But the minerals like magnesium, calcium, copper, and some other minerals require energy for transportation from cell to cell, from one cell to another cell. So they require the special mechanism of transportation in which ATP and then channel protein receive the mineral from outside the root and transfer into the cell, one cell to another cell. So this type of transportation is called active transportation. And in case of active transportation, the energy derived from the cell cytoplasm. Next is movement into the root cell cytoplasm is selective. The word selective means the water move or the salt move from cell to cell in the selective mode because the cytoplasm and especially the plasma membrane is called selectively permeable membrane. The plasma membrane allows only some particles from outside to the cell. So this tendency is called the selective permeability. Now this selective permeability creates the barrier in the transportation. So plant use the active transportation to break this barrier so that they can receive water and minerals from external sources. Next is once a mineral is in the cytoplasm of cell, it can move from cell to cell by the symplast or symplast, or the pathway is called plasmodesmata. Again repeat, when once a mineral is in the cytoplasm of any one cell, which is endodermis, epidermis, that time they transfer from one cell to another cell by the mechanism which is called symplast. In this mechanism, the mineral transfer from cell cytoplasm to cell cytoplasm by the plasmodesmata. So here the plasmodesmata which transfer the mineral. Next is mineral cannot travel in the apoplasm. That means the mineral cannot travel in the apoplasm in the endodermis. In endodermis, the mineral unable to travel in the cell wall. So the cell wall of the endodermis are waterproof by the Casparian strip. The Casparian strip is generally present in the endodermis and it is unable to transport the minerals from this area. Next is at the endodermis, the plant can have control over what is absorbed. Means the endodermis, the area in which the plant allow only the absorption of water and the mineral, not absorption of the highly saline water, not absorption of any other mixture of water. So that's why the reason in case of the rhizopus plant develop their root from outside the soil. So it is endodermis. Next is xylem vessels. Now before the transportation of water, we discuss about the root uptake. In root uptake, water move from soil to the xylem vessel, and from xylem vessel to move from the different plant parts. Now xylem is found in the vascular bundle in the middle of the root. So vascular bundle means the group of xylem and fluid is called vascular bundle, and it is generally present in the middle of root. it is present in the middle of root. So here it is the xylem, and then it is the present in the phloem. So both are present in the yes, next is the xylem vessels. As they mature, their wall become the imbued with the lignin. That means the lignin is present at the wall. Next, the tissue become wood after the maturation or the deposition of lignin. They convert into the structure which is called wood. So in last topic, we discussed about the transportation of water and minerals. Now, after the transportation of water and minerals, we discussed about the transportation of food and then hormone by the process which is called cohesion and tension theory.